Ah,
yeah. This is Kate Lavagna.
and this is Kaysha Louvain, and this is Tea for Two.
Us, you, and a nice little brew.
God, we're changing it up. Maybe it's an Easter special and we didn't even know.
Yeah. Well, we have got some treats.
Easter treats, which our lovely guest last week, Olivia, made for us. They're pistachio and white chocolate brownies. Hang on.
Do you know what we forgot to ask her?
What?
If they were special brownies.
I was going to, but they're not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's okay
Actually,
then.
no, I'm not sure, but hey ho, the wind and the rain. Ready? It's not good.
Oh, that sounds fucking good.
Oh my God, she's so good at baking. It's unbelievable. Cookies, cake. She could do anything. She just loves baking. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about having a friend who really enjoys cooking. Okay. You go first. What's it like? What if they're hanging now? You'd be like, I'm going to put mine on my saucer. Thoughts? I'm going to take a little picture of mine, actually, just to put your bag back up before it goes stale. Keep them nice and fresh.
I think I need to marry Olivia.
She's single. Have a go.
Have a go.
Have a go on it. Oh, it's a torch. We should have some tea. I'm going to take a picture for it to be like, we love them.
I gotta say.
Really good?
Yeah. I'm a bit,
Taken aback.
yeah.
She could, honest to God, she could
She
set
can bake.
up- I know. She can actually...
Olivia, if the acting doesn't work out, love, it's fine. Just bake.
She could sell all of her creations.
She could make a killing. Because they
Yeah.
just, like, presented so, like, professionally as well.
God.
It's all right,
Pour me a cup of tea. They are presented professionally. She's even like wrapped them up in a cute little bag. And I bet that was just like a last minute. I'll do this for you. I bet that was like a last minute. I'll present them nicely for the pod. I bet she just gives a Tupperware normally, whatever. But isn't that lovely? Thank you so much. Just to clarify, when we invite people on, we're just grateful for their time and the fact they can be asked to drive to Newbridge.
Yeah.
When they bring us things as well, like, it's just very kind of them. People don't need to do that. Like, they are doing us a favour by coming on.
Don't say that now, because everyone will stop bringing
But I
things.
want to make sure that people don't think that we're bribing people and then going, but you've got to bring biscuits, because that's not what we do. We don't even mention it. Genuinely, when Olivia brought those out the bag, I was like, oh, you didn't tell me you were doing that. And then I even said, I was like, she's probably just bought some digestives. She's like, no, I made you.
I bake them.
Handmade pistachio and white chocolate brownies. Mad. I haven't tried mine yet. You talk. Tea. How is everyone doing? We'd love to know. I think we're not losing the listeners. We're gaining listeners, but we want you to send more information about your days in. We love you in the goss. Topics we should be talking about. Our Instagram needs more followers, quite honestly.
100%.
So we need to get the followers up. So if you've got friends who you think like podcasts and listening to them, they'll love ours, obviously. You know? But thank you for everyone who's tuning in. I'm getting some really surprising messages from people who I wouldn't, no offence, but I wouldn't think they would want to listen to us two talking about what we talk about.
I've literally got...
Like non-musician people who are like, we love it.
I've got stopped twice now.
We're being recognised on the streets. Mad.
Like, I've done singing for 14 years, 15 years... Right, I suppose it's a bit normal. Everyone knows me as Kaysha the singer now, and they fucking good.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God, they're perfect. How has she done that? I'm even dressed like a pistachio for this moment.
I know.
I'm wearing green for anyone listening. Bright green.
So good.
Oh,
but yeah, back
God.
obviously the singer. So I'm known anyway round here as Kaysha the singer anyway. So that's normal. But then I came to watch you in Housemates, and someone literally walked from the length of the room right up to me and goes, "Are you the one that does the podcast with Kate and Lavagna?"
Who's that?
Ian. Can't remember his second name. But I think he was going to come and watch this gig and
Shop
everything.
Blund.
Shop, that's him.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, yep, that's me.
In an auditorium full of 500 people.
Yes, that's me. Lovely.
What did you do? Were you like, yeah?
I was like, yeah,
Well,
that's me.
Depends who's asking. If you're upset about something, then no.
And then doing the Memo Gala.
Married.
From Marad, yeah, from Welsh to the West End.
We'll have to get
Which like just on the side of the stage.
That'd be a good episode getting them on. They've
well.
got lots of stories about lots of different gigs.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I asked her.
big gigs as well, right down to like little gigs.
I asked her and she said, yeah.
Marad is a phenomenal Welsh-speaking singer-songwriter. She's got an unbelievable amount of songs on Spotlight. I don't know. Spotlight? That's acting. I think she does. Yeah, she acts as well. Spotify. I genuinely listen to her music quite regularly, I'd say. Very folky, very like soul singer-songwriter. Her voice is absolutely unbelievable. She can belt out Defying Gravity, but she can also sing like on a little piano. She's so indie and so cool. I'm a huge fan of Marriott. She knows this.
Yeah.
I think we can... Am I friends? Are we friends? I think we're friends. We bumped into each other a lot professionally. Like, she's come to see Housemates, so she said hello, and like, you know, and I actually borrowed her Node keyboard because we've got a mutual friend, Mary, who's in my band, who plays keys and sax and percussion and sings. And Mary's like, I haven't got a keyboard. So Mared, bless her, imagine this now.
I know, it's crazy.
Node keyboards are really expensive. Mared kind of barely knew me at that point, really. She met me in Ponty. She was on her way up to North Wales, and I was on my way down. She met me in the car park by Gatto Lounge in Pontypridd, and she just gets this Node keyboard out of her car and goes, just look after it. I was like, I absolutely will guard that keyboard with my life. And she trusted me, as somebody she doesn't really know, with her instrument to go all the way to London and back. Like, sorry, that's a legend. That's legendary status. On the topic of gigs...
As you can tell, this one's me. Imagine the hair, just a little bit more spiked up than it was.
It's actually class. And this one's me.
Yeah.
My niece Isla, who listeners of the pod from day one will know, 5-year-old Isla, was so bored listening to us that she sing in the Park and Day Theatre for their winter warm welcome wintry sessions.
That's exactly what they're called.
What are they called?
Winter warmers, I just call them.
Winter warmers. Yeah. We went and played a few covers and stuff and some originals, and Isla sat in the corner, and instead of eating the buffet, she stole the wooden spoon and forks from the table and has created us in fork and spoon land.
Yeah. And I just love the fact that she cut it
in half. Yeah, because she knows we don't actually like to spend time together.
No.
So she's picked up on that from being on the pod. I like mine though because she gave me mine. For some reason I've got curly hair.
You got curly.
But actually, recently because of the show, I've had curly hair quite a lot.
You might have had curly hair on the day.
I think I did.
Yeah.
But then she made me. I don't know if you can see this.
Curly hair actually.
Yeah. To be honest, I was going to curl it today, but I got to curl it again all week from tomorrow onwards, and it is a lot of effort to keep putting it.
Is that natural like that?
This is natural. I've straightened the front bits and the fringe.
Just of like kinks.
Yeah, because it's quite thick, my hair, so it does kink easily, and it's not like a wave, it's just like kinked.
I'm shocked, because I think when I first met you, I would have expected you to have like really thick, wavy hair.
Is it?
Yeah.
I do like curly hair.
I still like...
See that.
So
you think I've like straightened it today?
Yeah.
No, I can't be bothered for that. This is my...
I thought so.
My hair is quite straight naturally. Yeah. But obviously Isla's been seeing me with curly hair recently, so she probably did curls, and I added that day. Yeah. But then when she gave it to me, I said, what about my fringe? And she was like... I've forgotten your fringe. So she grabbed a yellow pencil and made me put my own fringe on it. I was like, sorry, did Picasso ask for somebody else to finish his work off? No. Come on now.
I do like the fact that mine's pink.
Yeah.
I think I could dig.
I look a little bit like a boy, but she's only 5, so she can work on it.
I think she nailed me.
I think she nailed you. Kind of want to see you with pink hair as well.
Yeah.
We'll drop that bomb at the end of
the
end of this episode.
Well.
Put it there. Right. This is unbelievable, this brownie. I'm going to be talking about it all the way through this episode.
Yes, and I feel as though that I may stop eating it right now, because I think every time I have a mouthful,
I got to talk about it.
I kind of go into the zone of like loveliness.
Yeah, I've done the same. I've left half because I thought I can't keep on.
We've actually had a lot of comments because you've just been travelling.
Yes, I have.
And you have plenty of stories.
What a trip.
Which have just creased me. I think I've heard the same story 3 times and I've laughed as much.
With tears.
Yes, every single time. My mother, I told her part of the story, but I was like, you need to hear it from Caitlin and Matthew.
Yeah.
And she was
sadly, I think Matthew being your telling it would be even funnier.
Yes,
but I think I'll do a good job.
Yes. Would you like to...
Are we going straight in?
Yes, let's go straight in.
So, last week, I was very fortunate enough to go to Slovenia, specifically the capital city, Ljubljana, which is the cheapest European city in Europe at the moment, I think, or was at least last year, which is part of the reason why we went. So I was like, I need to go on a plane, but I can't spend any money, so how do I do that? Anyway, it was one of the best city trip I've ever been on. And I've been to a few. I've been to Barcelona. I've done like lots of the big cities, you know. It was incredible. The people were lovely. What is going on in the UK with service and food and prices? Because let me tell you something, like I experienced in Spain and Gibraltar, they could not do any more for you. In any restaurant, whether you were stopping for a coffee quickly, it was like, sit there, I'll get you some menus now. They're just so happy to be alive. Yeah. And you just, I kept saying all week, I know it sounds boring, but I kept saying to Matthew, like, this is like, I don't know if it's because we've gone so backwards recently and I haven't been away for like about a year probably, or maybe a bit less. But I was like, I've just forgotten that in Europe, everything's better. The tomatoes are nicer. Everything feels fresher. You don't feel like you're polluting yourself. It was a capital city, but it was fresh. Yeah. The water was clear. I don't know what they do there. I know they get better weather generally, but actually it was quite similar weather to the UK. It was like showers now and again, but it didn't ruin the holiday. Anyway. So yeah, I went there last week. We rented a car for 40 quid for the week. Free parking outside the apartment. It was all so cheap, brilliant. We travelled up to Austria one day to do the Sound of Music tour, which was, I would recommend anyone go to, even if you haven't seen the film. Honestly, it was brilliant. It was a really quick 4.5 hour type of thing to go and see Austria because somebody else drives and tells you facts. It was great anyway. And obviously I dressed up like Julie Andrews and made Matthew film me in all of the Sound of Music spots doing exactly what she does in the film. And I also went to Italy for a pizza. Just hopped to Trieste.
I did see that. You didn't tell me you were going there.
Well, we didn't know.
Oh, was it just like a...
Well, we did...
Let's go.
Oh, Matthew's going to kill me. I kept calling them pajama caves. They're pajama caves. They were brilliant. There's a little roller coaster through these massive caves. And so we'd done that and it was raining and we looked at the weather and it was going to be raining in Ljubljana. So I was like, I don't really want to go back to there if we're going to, be in the rain. Where's Sunny? And Matthew, because he loves coffee. It's actually, we didn't realise, the espresso capital of the world. So it's like, where are you going to get a good espresso? Like, so he's wanted to go there anyway. So he's like, oh, Trieste, we could go there. And I'm going, where's Trieste now? That doesn't sound Slovenian. He's like, well, it's kind of like a bit of a middle ground. It's kind of Slovenian, but it's also definitely Italian. And it's just like this little strip of land that's kind of Italy. Yeah. But, kind of Italy. We crossed the border. It was only 40 minutes from where we were. No way. And we were in Italy. It was so weird. It's such a interestingly located place, Slovenia. When we went to Austria, we were pretty much in Germany. Like it was just, everything is within 3-4 hours. Yeah. Anyway, we popped to Italy for a pizza and an espresso. Literally halfway through the day, 40-minute drive. As soon as we passed that border, we saw like a little Vespa with a hand-painted number plate that said, can't go more than 30 miles an hour, with this little Italian man going to the side being like, go past. I was like, oh, that's Italian. We carried on. Suddenly, we were going down this cliff face. Vespas on the side of us. And I was like, breathe in. Breathe in. I was like, stop the car. We can just park here. And walk. And he was like, it's fine. I was like, ah. Whereas Slovenian roads are all like big, wide open, with the Alps. Like it was... We were in Italy all of a sudden within the space of like 20 minutes. It was crazy. Anyway, so I went and did that as part of the trip, because when you go on a city holiday, you kind of know that it's not to relax. It's more of a like, when you get back, you're going to be tired. It wasn't a relaxing holiday, but we knew we
Yeah.
didn't want to go to a beach or anything like that.
Oh.
I wanted to go and explore somewhere. It was a perfect place to do that. And because of this, and because I'm in the middle of a show at the moment, Housemates, which I haven't mentioned, got 2 weeks left, I was like, we should just do like one day where it is relaxing. But obviously we didn't have the weather or a beach. It's not really a beach place.
No.
So I said, okay, let's see what we can do. And I found this spa. I can't believe I'm saying this in the world.
It's okay.
If there's any Slovenians watching, now that I've had this experience, I kind of couldn't imagine it any other way. But at the time, I was not prepared at all. On the website, it was €48 all day. Now, they open at 11 a.m. and they shut at 11 p.m.
Lovely.
In terms of value for money, unbelievable. You wouldn't get that here. Woucher emailing me, it's £120 for 3 hours in Bath. It's like, well, I'm not going to go there, mate, because that's expensive.
Yeah.
And it's a sauna, a steam room and a pool. That's it.
In Bath.
Anyway, so we get to this spa, got our trunks with us, so our swimming suit in the bag, like already I've got limited makeup on, waterproof mascara. I like to make a little bit of an effort, but I am in a spa, so it's like fresh.
Yeah.
Or some might say natural. The natural look. Well, natural look is what we got. We got to the front, we gave our tickets in, and the woman said, you do know, part, this is how she worded it, I swear. Part of the spa is nude. Part of the spa is nude. I said, we both went, oh yeah. As in, we laughed and said yes, as if like, yeah, we're not going that bit. We'll go in the sensible areas, where everything's covered. And then we go into the changing rooms. He went to his cubicle, got dressed. I'm in my bathers. So already, I'm really sorry to say it, I'm a slightly larger girl, right? I already have to build up to being in a swimming pool or any sort of hot tub. Like that's already a thing for me in my head. I'm working on it. I'm only late 20s. One day I'll be
You'll
proud.
get there.
I'll get there, but it's a struggle. Anyway, so I'm already like, with Matthew as well, I'm already like, hee. I'm in my bathing costume. This is a bit weird. Haven't done this with you yet. Hee. We walked into this. Like swimming pool. I thought, oh, this is nice. Everyone's got bathers on. A big hint there. I'm like looking around. There's some swingy chairs. I was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. I look behind and there's 3 magnesium pools, but they're all the same temperature. There's just 3 of them. So it wasn't even like different experiences. It was like, which level do you want to go in, basically. Nobody there. Nobody in this spa as well. And it's like, I think we got there for like 2:00. So I'm thinking, so many people here. So we went and laid on one of those things. And then I said, well, let's go in the pool. We start in the pool. So we're in the pool. The pool went outside. That was all nice. We went in the magnesium pool. And on the top layer of the magnesium pool, there was a chill out room. But it only had like 3 of those like tent things that you go in. And I was like, where's the saunas then? Where's the steam room? Where's all the stuff that I'm paying for?
You want to you want to use.
Otherwise, I would have gone to the Novio. Do you know what I mean? No, that means swimming.
Swimming, yeah.
Push Novio, the swimming pool. Right. I am trying. Anyway, so we're looking around now. I was like, have we paid €48 to go swimming? Which would have been okay, but I was like, well, you can't be here till 11
it's not okay,
o'clock.
is it?
No, I was like, that's a bit steep for what this is. Come on now. There's this door upstairs. We had these like wrist things on and we had to like scan them on the door. And we just see loads of people coming out of the dressing rooms, changing rooms, going up the stairs by the magnesium pools and into this like private little door. And that's where everyone was going. Nobody was stopping. There was barely anyone in the swimming pool. People just weren't in this part of the building, right? So we're just in the magnesium pool floating. And I was like looking at this door and there was so many people coming in and out. And I was like, something's in there. Not entirely sure what, but it could be the saunas. Let's go in there. So we get up. Bathing costumes on, towels around us, right, to walk around. Because I didn't even like that. I was like, As soon as Matthew scanned his wrist thing on the door, he walks to the door and...
You were thinking in your head,
how
can I word that? How can I word that on the pod?
There were no bathers in sight. But even worse... There was only one man in this particular section. So we walked in, and because we weren't sure at that point, but someone was up, like, you could tell someone was up. this door slid and it was all dark. It was just dark. And I was like, this is weird. Okay. So like Matthew's leading because I'm a wuss. So I was like, like behind him in my towel. And we looked and there was this round pool like this, right? Round pool in the middle. And one man in there, stark naked, like this. Just watching it. And I was like, oh, this man is naked. Oh my God, this man is such a man. I was like looking up. I didn't know where to look. And Matthew just went, right. I died. I was like, Matthew, keep walking. So we walked around, and from this round pool in the middle, there were all these bits that went off, right? To a steam room, a sauna. Downstairs, it said coffee shop. I was like, eh?
You don't want your dick out in the coffee shop.
I tell you now, we'll get onto that. There was stairs going down to this like coffee shop area. There were free apples, which I found bizarre. There was just a bit of thing of apples. We had one. We just sat there naked eating these apples.
Just a couple of apples covering everything.
Yeah, I was like, I'll have 3, please. So, yeah, obviously it was a naked spa. It was a nude spa. And there was an outside area. So at this point, I made Matthew, bless him. I was looking at him going, I'm not doing it. We're going back to the other place. Oh my God, this is absolutely mental. What the hell? I was freaking out really, really big time. Because the more we walked around these rooms and read the signs on the outside of these saunas, every single one had these 2 signs outside that said, swimwear prohibited, towels prohibited. And they had these hooks where you put everything. I was like, you're not allowed to go in this unless you are naked. That's the baseline of this whole place now. So I was like, right, let's go downstairs to the coffee shop. There must be people dressed down there. Was there, fuck? Oh my gosh. I mean, people had the decency in the coffee shop area. It was like Costa in a spa with naked people. The people serving you were dressed, which was bizarre. It was like, imagine going to Costa now or somewhere. Zuko's Pontypridd.
And you want to remove your clothes.
Going, sorry, babe, there's a sign on the outside that says you're meant to be naked to order your matcha latte. Imagine that. Like the like conflicting, like, Anyway, there's all these people now just like going, like looking at us, and I'm like, oh my God, Matthew, I can't. And we're in towels, so this whole time we walk around every single one just to check. There might be one that's not nude. There was not. I was like, maybe. Matthew's like, I think we're gonna have to do it, babe. I think we're just gonna have to do it. We're just gonna have to do it. I was like, I'm not doing it. I didn't pay for this. I didn't plan for this. I'm not shaved. I haven't shaved my legs. Yeah. I'm painting my toenails. I haven't shaved other parts of me.
I was gonna say, I don't think anyone's gonna be looking at your toenails.
Exactly.
You'll be alright for that.
I was like, I'm not prepared for this. I'm done. What the hell is this? So I was like, let's try outside. There's 3 wooden huts outside. They might be clothed. I'm still holding up hope. So we walk outside. It's starting to rain. So it's freezing. So my feet are blue at this point. It doesn't matter what I paint to my toenails. I can't feel my feet. I was like, I'm really cold now. We're still in towels and fully bathed, literally. And then we went to this first sauna. Matthew opened the door just to check. Skin everywhere. He was like, okay, that's full. And he like turned around to me. He was like, babe, I think like the other 2 are going to be as well. Whilst we're having this conversation outside, one of the biggest saunas at the end opens his door, and about 35 people, all completely naked, come strolling out, towels slung over them, like really proud of themselves. They'd just been to naked yoga, a class that was happening in the sauna. But the best part about it was in the naked steam room. I sat down naked because I was just like, well,
you just gotta get your kit off.
I mean, it's clearly the done thing here. Like nobody's gonna look. It's quite dark and misty. There's 2 people naked in the shadows, like literally sat there like inhaling the stuff. And I walked in. I said to Matthew, just go and fucking just sit down. Just sit down. It's really dark. Nobody can see anything. Oh my God. I was literally internally freaking out. I was like, oh my God. Never gonna see these people again. I had to talk to myself in order to move.
Gone in there, someone from the run that is like,
oh bloody hell! All right, Caitlin. Oh, I would have gone, probably slipped and broken something is what I would have done. Anyway, I went and sat down, squelch into like hot misty water that's like lurking on the marble. And I just thought to myself, oh my God, other people sat here. This, like the saunas on the wood didn't feel as weird about.
Yeah.
But the squelchy, misty room, I was like, And then we noticed this woman get up after we'd sat down and made like, basically all these horrible noises where your skin is touching them. Like, oh God, it's hanging. This woman gets up to leave. She stops in the middle, gets this pox in a Law's pipe and hoses down it like fanny juice, basically.
It's me going, don't say fanny flaps. Don't say fanny flaps. And you just come up with fanny juice.
I'm so sorry, Granny Jim, but it's true. I was like, this one don't feel as...
I'm just going to put a warning on before the start of this story.
Oh, it was an experience. But what I will say is... Once I got over myself, and I will be totally honest, it took a good 2 hours now of going around each room and even getting into the when I was in a room, I was fine because I was there, but moving between and like with nothing but a towel on was weird. Halfway through, you know, in spas you can get a bit like lightheaded. You kind of remember, oh, it's quite a lot, so I need a drink or whatever. Yeah. We went to the coffee shop in our towels. And we sat on a normal coffee shop setup table thing, plastic chairs, in my towel like and I had a matcha latte. I ordered a matcha and I was like, and me and Matthew sat in silence, just like looking around at all these couples. They were eating salad bowls. They were ordering food. Like it was a full-on production.
Wow.
And I just said to Matthew, I was like, weirdly, this is the strangest I felt about this. Because this feels like a normal thing I would do in clothes.
Yeah.
You know, even in a spa, you're normally in a bathing costume.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the bit, unbelievably, once I got over myself, that was the bit that was just absolutely insane. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I'm in Costa Aberdeen without any clothes on. It was, it was bizarre. But I didn't hate it. So I asked the question. Oh, a question was asked to me, which is better. I was with Matthew, right?
Yeah.
We're together. Yeah. So maybe that's why I had the confidence to be like, I'm not on my own.
Yeah.
I'm with it, like, whatever. Would you have done it with your friend? Or, even worse, Josh Jeffries, my guitarist, who listens to this every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Josh asked me last night.
Love you, Josh.
Love you, Josh. Josh asked me last night because he came over for pizza. He was like, we were down in the store and he was crying with laughter. He was like, this is insane. He said, what if like we went on like a couple's holiday? Would you have done it then? And I went, no, I absolutely wouldn't have done that. That's weird. No. And then I said to him, what if you were on like a stag do or something? And he went, stag do probably, but then also like you'd get chucked out if you messed around. So then it would be this weird thing of like, oh, actually we have to be really serious. And
yeah.
So that's weird. Hen do, I went, no. Wouldn't do it.
No chance in hell.
Weird though, isn't it? Why? We're all the same. But I was like, it depends who I'm with. If I'd been also family, no. What if I was with Ashley, Sandra, my mum, my dad, and Isla, and we realised it was nude? No way would I have got. Well, I would have been like, we're staying in the pool. We've paid a lot of money to swim. Whatever.
Well, for one, Isla shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Right,
that,
so take that out of the equation.
Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah, your sister, your mum, and your dad.
Or even if me. I'd be totally honest. If me and my sister went, I would have gone, no, I'm not doing that with you. That's weird.
I think potentially if me and my mother had gone away, I would have gone, oh, fuck it, it'd be a laugh.
If I was with Wendy in that... Wendy wouldn't have gone to a spa day alone. Let alone if it was nude, no way. But I just was like, I can't believe this. And it was so normal and everyone was so polite. To be fair, nobody was... It was probably better than a normal spa where you've got bathers on because people... Yeah. When people look at your bathing costume and they look you up and down, I've been in that situation before and you're like, oh, shut up. But like, if you're naked, because people are so worried about looking weird, there's so much eye contact.
Yeah.
It's like... and you don't look at all. No. I didn't even look at Matthew. We didn't look at each other the whole time. We were just like relaxing on our own, staring into space. Wild. One experience. I would return and after my 2 hours and a matcha, obviously, I relaxed into it and I thought, well, I've done it now. Like there's not a bigger level I can go to. I'm naked in the middle of Slovenia in a spa until 11 o'clock at night. I'm here now. Might as well fanny around, flap around.
Which, leading swiftly on.
Yeah, sorry. That was a long story, but hopefully it was... entertaining.
I got a feeling people are laughing just as much as us with that. But that might just be because I've got an image of you with your tits out, so you know. We asked a question about any fun stories and stuff, which, don't get me wrong, I think we did have some funny comments. However, there was a few bizarre ones, which I'm going to play. I think we'll play Katie's first.
Yeah.
Which she does say, sorry, it's a bit long. But we don't mind that.
We don't mind how long it is. Give us a break to eat brownies.
Hi Caitlin, hi Kaysha, it's Katie. I wanted to share with you a travel tip that somebody gave me, and I will give this tip to anybody who goes travelling, whether it's solo travelling or with a small group of friends. When I had finished uni, but before I graduated, I travelled for a couple of months, and I did like the east coast of America and parts of Canada, and it was absolutely amazing. Cool. And I would recommend travelling to anybody. And solo travelling was a great experience because you stay in hostels, you meet new people, and it's really cool, and you get to like stay friends with those people, and then you might visit somewhere else together, or they come to you in your like hometown, you go to them, and it's fantastic. And I've still got lots of East Coast American friends now I stay in touch with, and that's amazing. But my tip is, don't be afraid to lie to strangers. So even if you think you're in a safe space and you think everything is fine and you're in a bar, if somebody comes up to you and says, oh, are you on your own? Have you been here before? Where do you stay in? Or like any of those questions, don't be afraid to practice saying, no, I'm not on my own, I'm just waiting for my friend. No, I'm not on my own, I'm just waiting for my parents. No, I'm not on my own, waiting for my brother, my sister, whatever it is. Have you ever been here before? Yeah, I've been here a few times. Yeah, no, it's lovely. Don't be afraid to lie. Like, don't make yourself look like you are new to the area, that nobody knows you're there, nobody expects you back at a certain time, all of those things. Like, not to sound really dramatic, but keep your wits about you, and don't be afraid to just say, yeah, no, I'm staying with a friend, or like all of those different things. I think is so important to not make yourself look any more vulnerable than you might be. And there are definitely some mistakes I made. So I went on a certain train line to go somewhere, and I got off the train. I was following Google Maps. I obviously didn't know where I was. I was looking down on my phone. I asked a complete stranger how to get to this venue I was trying to get to, and they were like, oh, it's down the road, it's a bit of a walk. And I was like, oh, okay, no probs, thank you. Obviously got a completely different accent to where I was. And then after that man walked away, I thought to myself, oh my God, what a stupid thing to do. You've just told a complete stranger. You have no idea where you are. You've just asked for directions. Now they know where you're going. They obviously know this town, and nobody is expecting me at this venue, and nobody is expecting me back in the hostel. And I remember thinking, oh, that was silly. That was silly of me. Nothing happened, and it was absolutely fine. But it is something that has stuck with me, and it is definitely something I would tell anybody who goes solo traveling. So yeah, that is my little bit of advice. Thank you.
I just love how she goes, thank you.
One clap for Katie. Gotta be. That is excellent advice.
When she sent it, I was like, that is just like incredible. Like, we were just expecting like funny holiday stories and stuff, but that is like, I would like to just like send that to everyone that is going traveling, even if you're going like with your mates. Mm-hmm. Just always have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Because I also like great that she had the insight to think back to that moment and go, that was really stupid. Because usually like your gran or your mum would say to you like, what do you mean you told somebody, you know, and they'd call you out and you'd be like, oh yeah. Oh God, but she's just thought about that on herself and on her own, and she's gone,
oh yeah, I shouldn't have.
Not great.
No, that I didn't think I wouldn't have thought of that. But that maybe because like I don't think I've ever been in that position of going like, shit, I don't know where I am, or I'm not with someone, or I'm walking down the street and I feel a bit nervous. I've never been like that.
Well, and I'd imagine for Katie this was quite some time ago, and what I did think of when she sent this in was, Is it different now with Google Maps and your phone? Because you're less. I think it's safe to say anyway. You're less likely to rely on the kindness of strangers once you've got a mobile device in your phone. In your what? I'm still thinking about the naked people. Yeah, you know what I mean. If I was in her position now and I was going, I don't know if I was going the right stuff, I just retype it into Google and it'd tell me how to get it.
It's so easy now,
I wouldn't bother saying, like, asking somebody.
No, I don't think can't remember the last time I've asked someone, how'd you get here or there? And
I'm trying to think about last week. I don't think, me and Matthew, not once did we ask anyone.
Just Google Maps is so accurate now that...
It's hard to go wrong if you've got internet. I guess the only time I would is if I went, I haven't got internet on my phone. If I was caught.
Yeah.
And maybe if I was in that panicky situation of being on my own in a new country, not speaking the language, I probably would think about that a little bit more. I'd be like, who shall I ask? And I don't like to say it. I'd probably ask a woman over a man as well. Or like an old person or somebody who looks like they're on their way to work.
Like a little old lady.
Little
old lady.
Yeah.
Because just in case, she got no chance of catching up with her whenever
she's run away.
Yeah.
Punch her in the face.
Fucking aggressive you are.
Sorry, I'm just dramatic today. Go on.
You are.
Who's next? Thank you, Katie. That was great.
Thank you, Katie. Sheldon, which you guys have, you've probably met now.
Yeah. Sheldon the rapper.
He says, I went cycling around Mongolia when I was 13, 14. He had a birthday out there.
Wow.
Lots of wild camping and crazy stories. Which he just left it there.
I know. Tell us more,
and
Sheldon.
We were like, I was expecting him to say full story. However, he went, there was a man chasing a bear with a chainsaw.
Could you please, Sheldon, if you're listening, could you please send us a voice note with that exact story? Because we haven't had time to chase you up on this.
Yes, please. I
really want to hear that story.
I want the whole story, the whole birthday, the whole holiday, the whole experience, please.
But also, cycling around Mongolia when you're 13, 14 for a birthday.
I know.
Great. He was a great guest.
He was.
I really enjoyed that episode.
Really, really class. And we had T-shirts of him.
Amazing.
Like, how class is that? This
almost as good as the homemade brownies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, they're good.
Amazing.
This lovely person called Kate Lavagna.
Me?
Yeah, brought something.
Oh, gosh.
What the fuck were you doing with a shark knife?
Sharp. That was my mistake. I was rushing.
Shark knife.
Yeah, same thing though. I didn't bother correcting it because I thought it's quite cool. Shark knife.
Shark knife. A sharp knife on a plane.
I would like to ask Ryanair the same question.
How were you allowed to get on there?
I went to Budapest, also a great city to visit, like flipping brilliant. I went with my ex Dexter from drama school. We were like, let's just do it. I think we went at Easter time. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, regardless, we were in an Airbnb like I normally do because that's kind of the cheapest way to do a city, I think. We were there for 3-4 days. On the last day, we left the Airbnb. We were, at the time, students. I took all the free tea, but I took everything with me because I was like, I'm skint. So he grabbed a really gorgeous orange, like a fat, juicy orange that we hadn't had the whole time we were there. And I was like, I ain't leaving that. Let's have it in the airport. Yeah. With the intention of eating it before we were on the plane.
Yeah.
I think lots of people panic in airport securities, don't they? Because they think that you're not allowed food to go past, but it's just liquids. Yeah. So you can take food if you want. It's fine. Take a packed lunch. Have it before you go on the plane. Save yourself some $1. I always do it. I take fucking... I'm so sorry. I'm really bad today. I'm a bit... Just swearing a lot.
It's all right. You don't have to look so worried. I looked like I was like, it's okay.
I don't want to be a value snack. I'm trying so hard. I know. I looked like I was like,
it's your hand in it.
Yeah,
just do it.
I'm being really like, Mom, take me to A&E. Oh. And that was the last show housemaids ever did. So yes, we. Without thinking about it, because you're in an Airbnb, we were a bit naughty, and he was like, I'll just grab a knife from the drawer and we'll cut it and then we'll leave the knife. Yeah. I was like, yeah, fine. Look, we have to do it. It's a rusty knife anyway. Who cares? Yeah. It was a rank Airbnb. It was a bit. Yeah. It wasn't rank. It was a bit dirty. So we got to the airport. completely forgot about the orange.
Yeah.
No idea. Even when I was emptying my bag, it was at the bottom, so I didn't see it. Like, I got the liquids out, whatever. And we went straight onto the plane. The plane took off. Nothing in security, by the way. Not even like we think there's something in your bag. Nothing.
How?
Honestly, I know. Straight through. On the plane, we sat down. And the seatbelt sign came off because we were up. And I'm saying it so slowly because I'm like reliving the fact that this actually happened. Dexter goes, do you want that orange now? And I went, oh yeah, go on then. We were knackered as well, 4 days, on a kind of holiday where you're walking around a lot, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, go on then. You just go, he asks the person next to him, he's like, I just need to get something for my bag. The person's like, yeah. Not concentrating, AirPods in, whatever. Gets his bag down. Sits back down with me because he just puts it under the seat. Gets an orange out. I put my tray down, and then he gets the knife out to cut it. And I swear to God, it was only at this point that I went, "Have you got a tissue or something?" And I stopped, looked at what was in my hand, realised where I was, and I still don't think Dexter even realised. I looked at him and I went, "Dexter, are you serious? What the hell?" I didn't know what to. I didn't know what to do because I was like, "This is what would you do in that situation?" I didn't know whether to come clean and put my button on and be like, I'm so yeah, put my and be like, I swear to God, I didn't know, like, because it kind of at that point it wasn't our fault because like I forgot it was in the bag, like, and Dexter went, and I can't actually remember. I think everything else was a blur. I don't think I think he just put it back in his bag. Did the
person next to you, he like realised?
Wasn't concentrating. He was just like out with his magazine with his headphones in. Didn't even notice us doing it.
You could have stabbed him. You could have gone around the plane, killing everyone.
Well, I wouldn't have done that.
Well, I know you wouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't have done it.
Just saying, you wouldn't have done it.
Honest to God, to this day, I will never understand how that... And it was a sharp, like... You know, knives can be like straight ones, so they can be like... chiseled.
Yeah.
It was a chiseled knife, like... I don't know how we managed that. And it wasn't until we got the other side, we found the first bin, and we put it straight in the bin. To this day, I'm like, should I have put my hand up or my little buzzer on and really discreetly gone, really, it's a question for you of how do we get this on? But me go, I'm so sorry. I don't want to make a massive fuss and panic people. Can I give you this? It was in our bag and I don't know.
Yeah, but they might have like called someone and be these people are nuts and they're going to try and kill people.
I know.
But they backed out at the last minute.
It could have been really bad. Yeah. I haven't told many people about that story because it irks me to this day. They're like, because now every time I get on a plane, I kind of tell that I told Matthew the story when we were flying from Louvain back, and he was just like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Imagine." So right now, there's somebody on this plane who's probably done the same thing. Got a knife in their bag.
They got a knife in their bag and they can murder us now.
I always question security though in airports because I've been stopped for weird things before. Like earrings in my bag, in a little pocket.
Dildos.
No, I don't take them away with me. No, I just use my imagination normally. It's just too much. It's too heavy. I haven't got the weight. I want my nice shoes with me.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't need a brick in my bag.
Okay. It's so different, the stories between you and your sister.
What did she say? I don't even know what she said.
Travel must always take a toothbrush and moisturiser in hand luggage for a long haul flight. Lovely, sensible advice. Don't get me wrong.
Boring,
but it was boring.
Sorry, Zand. Boring.
Boring,
as Philip Harris would say. Boring.
And this is from, I'm guessing this is Abby, photographer, friend of Matthew.
Yeah, so Abby and Christy have their own podcast, and I actually said to them they should come on and we should do like a pod swap. They talk about mothers, babies, maternity photography and how different that is to normal.
I know all about that.
Yeah, it's same.
Mothers and babies.
We're the perfect people to host. But they said they'd be well up coming on. So they've got a podcast themselves, and also they have a photography studio in Mountain Ash that you can hire out yourself or they can help you with stuff. They're great. They're brilliant. They're fab. And they're really lovely people. But obviously I was talking to them when I was doing my headshot session with Phil the other day, and I was like, you should come to the pod. And now they've commented. So what did they say?
Do you want to do it or do you want me?
You can go.
Okay. I just feel like I'm reading everything out.
Good. I can't be bothered.
Fucking lazy.
I'm not paying you. Come on now. Stop.
What? I didn't say anything. I'll just lower the volume down.
No. Go on.
I will. So Abby said that her and Christy went to Paris to photograph a maternity session. And when we got to the hotel, the taxi driver told them, do not leave the hotel on your own after dark. Like, I think I probably would have left by then. I would have gone, fuck this.
That's a weird thing to say. And they're in Paris. It's a city.
For me, this is the start of a movie, innit? Oh. Like, you pull up and the driver goes, do not leave.
By the way, girls, that's
after
20
dark.
quid, but don't leave.
After dark.
After dark. So was he just trying to... Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. They thought it was strange, but they carried on, got to their room, and walked into a stench that could only be described as a dead body smell. Oh. It was horrendous, and they've never smelled anything like it since.
And they do maternity photography, so they're going to be smelling some sick and some... Sorry.
That brownie then just did a little bit of a my belly. Lovely. Nothing like the smell of fish. I've never smelled anything before or since. They turned to go back to reception. Christy turned the door handle, only for it to fall off in their hand. This is a horror movie.
A horror film.
They were trapped, and it didn't get any better from that. The trip literally was hell from start to finish. That is, they need to turn that into a movie.
Yeah, it's not great, that. So they were technically locked in the
room.
Name and shame. What hotel? Where?
Yeah. That's
that's awful.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're here to tell the story. Could have been worse, couldn't it?
It could. Aye. This is a bit of like a horror show. This.
Yeah.
This one.
LJ sent something in.
Brilliant. The best travel advice for any parent is to take the grandparents.
If the grandparents are paying.
I think that's what she means.
Yeah.
Because I think...
No, I thought it was so that when they're abroad, they can go, you babysit the children and we'll go out. That's what I got. That's interesting. You saw the other thing.
Yeah. I just think once, like, parents take the grandparent, it's kind of like they pay for most things. They look after the kids. They do.
Yeah, and they go, I know we're on holiday, but you two go and have a night off.
Yeah, I can. That is my mum and dad. I reckon that's how I would imagine they would be like with the kids. Because like we go out and like my mum and dad are always first. We'll get this. We'll get that for the kids. You know.
And you go, no, okay. No, not to get. Oh, it's too late.
But then there's me with no kids, and I'm like, oh, it's alright, I'll get my own.
Yeah.
Whereas like, no, I know. I know.
Do you want to come to this thing? Why? No reason. Yeah. Come with me. I'll drive, which I would have to drive anyway.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Yes. Really? We've got another voice note.
Is this the final one?
I think this is the final voice note.
I think I know who this is of.
Yes. You'll have to explain who this is.
Yes. So Chris is somebody that I've been lucky enough to work with twice now on Housemates, the show that I never talk about, that I've got 2 more weeks left of. By the time this comes out, maybe I'll be in my final shows.
You will
final
be done.
Week. I'll be done.
I think you'll be you'll be done.
I'm unemployed now.
Oh.
I could be filming something else, but we're not sure about it yet.
A porno.
Maybe. God's sake.
She got so excited from that spa.
If I don't get it, it might have to. This is from Chris. Chris is a very talented lady, and she's basically the sound gal. Yes, you heard it right. The sound girl. Love that. Mm-hmm. And she's in charge of Housemates, the show. It's a difficult show to do that on because there's a lot of underscore. It's a live band. She's just absolutely nailing it out of the park, and she's a brilliant, lovely person to work with. That
was actually one of the things that I love, because you know what I'm like when it comes to sound.
We all are two musicians.
Yeah.
If something's wrong, you can't.
Something's quite off, and I'm like, that's why if I ever go to a show in a stadium, I want to be, by the sound desk. Mm-hmm. Gotta be best place to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, Housemates was absolutely spot on.
She's brilliant. And Tick Ashfield is the sound designer, so she designed it, and then Chris took over and made sure it all sounded like she designed it, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. So, my crazy travel story. When I was around 12, my mom and I were flying to India, and we flew to India at least twice a year. to go see family. And we were going through passport control, and the German border police refused to believe that like we were biologically related, and they thought that my mom was kidnapping me because of the difference in skin color, because my mom is quite dark and I'm quite white in comparison to her. And by pure coincidence, like my dad was working abroad at that time, but by pure coincidence he had just dropped us off, so we had to call him. He had to turn around, come back to the airport, and he had to sign a paper by the border control police stating that he was happy for my mom to take me to see family in India. Like at that, like, you know, my mom's short, and at that point I think I was like a head taller than her, and we'd flown to India, you know, at least 20 times or something. And it was like I remember saying to the border police, it's like, if I wanted to leave I'd just run, like, you know, look at us. But they did not find that as amusing as I did. And then in Germany, once you turn 14, you can, like, you're legally allowed to travel, like, of your own volition kind of thing. So for the next 2 years, we had to carry that paper in my backpack whenever I traveled with my mom, in case they thought that she was kidnapping me.
Yeah, that was the face I had when I first
that is
heard it.
Insane.
Yeah.
I've got so many questions, but I don't even know where to start. Like, also the fact that, like, they believed it was her dad because of the colour of his skin.
Yeah.
And then he had to sign a paper to say he gives permission for her mother, biological mother, to take her to...
I know.
What?
Because obviously there must be the names must be on the passports potentially.
Yeah, I don't know if they've got the same... Well, they would have, wouldn't they? I don't know, actually.
Not necessarily.
I don't know. No, maybe not, no. Whoa.
But yeah, I'm not being... Usually that's not how kidnapping works, that you go up and you put your passport in.
And also,
if
Chris was being kidnapped by her mum, who is, like, tiny. She's got a really short... Like, Chris is bigger than her mum. Chris isn't a big person, but her mum's just really small. But, like... She's going, yeah, you go through first, and she's really chill and like,
yeah,
I'm really,
like,
I promise you I'm not being kidnapped.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say it to you, I'm not being kidnapped. Can we go through? That's bonkers. Also, fun fact, thanks Chris, I didn't know that in Germany you can travel solo at 14.
I was just about to say that's young.
That's quite young. But is that just in Germany, or is that allowed? Like,
that sounds like that is international.
But what's the normal rule? I assume it's 18, right? Because I'm pretty sure I did my first flight to Jib on my own when I was like 16. So is it 16?
Might be 16. To be honest,
but even
I know
16 now feels young.
I know from like just random facts, or maybe even like films and stuff, that isn't there with some sort of permission, like kids can travel.
Oh, like if you need them to travel on their own and they're met either side, you can... Oh, no, you can get like a chauffeur, can't you? And you can like rent a nanny type of vibe to take them.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like, Christ, I couldn't imagine being 14 and going, I'm off to, I don't know, freaking Barcelona or something. Like,
I think I was quite fortunate because my dad's from Jib. I'd done that specific journey, and I'm talking from that airport, that gate to Gibraltar, which only has one gate, or did have like two gates. It was tiny.
Yeah.
And my aunt and my family met me after I'd shown my passport the other side. I'd done that journey with my parents like thousands of times.
Yeah.
You know, like 2-3 times a year we used to go over.
Yeah.
So by the time...
Different, isn't it?
You know, so by the time I was 14, 15, 16, I was like ready to go. I was like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, I had help with packing, and my mum was like, that's your bag of liquids. That's what, you know.
Yeah.
But I was fine. And I couldn't wait to travel on my own. Oh my God, I was so ready. I love traveling, but I not only love traveling, it's not that I love going on holiday, getting to the place. I enjoy the airport. Like, I love people watching. I love, you know, the other side when you see people who haven't seen each other for months and they do that, like, oh my God. I love watching that. That is so, like, I love it.
Yeah.
Because I just think... I just think like, oh, I wonder what the story is there. Like, why have you not seen that? Is it that you've gone to Australia for a year and you're back? Or like, you know, you go down the bigger airports like London airports and stuff, don't you, from the massive flights. But even in like Bristol airport and Cardiff, you still get those like reunions, or a couple has been away and they've just got married and they've come back and there's people with signs. It's like that Gavin and Stacey episode. It's like season 1 in there where they're actually in the Welsh Millennium Centre, obviously, because the signs are not that different. They've just put yellow over them. Airport. And like Pam and Mick have got, she's like, hold it up, Mick, they're coming. And as soon as they come to the door, she just drops in. Mick's like, it's great. I love it. I absolutely love travelling. I love getting, you know, a spoons at 3 a.m, full English breakfast and a pint. Yeah. Because it's 8 o'clock somewhere. Or 5 o'clock somewhere.
5 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
But yeah, I love it. I love looking around the gift shops at the Tat. Like, everything about, like, travelling, I enjoy. I love having to have my liquids in a bag. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think I'm this is going to sound weird coming from me, but if I go abroad, I much prefer cities. Genuine. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Then what?
Like city breaks and then like beach. I'm not a beach person. I don't really like sand.
My sister hates sand.
I'll go on there if I really have to.
On the beach.
On the beach if I have to. Right. But I love the water. Yeah. So most of the time, I have to do that. I find it difficult to be like, I really want to go in the sea, but I don't want to go on
not the middle bit, not the sand.
But yeah, I much prefer going into cities and like the history and doing that sort of museums, yeah. Which I much prefer doing abroad. I don't want to do it here. What's the fucking point? I don't want, you know.
I like going to a castle, yeah.
I love castles. Castles are like...
Let me tell you something. Slovenia is inundated with castles. I mean, Ljubljana's got one on the top, and me and Matthew went to the top of the tower where the flag is, and you can see a third of Slovenia.
Wow.
Like a third of the country. You could literally see for miles into the Alps, and it was all misty and the rain was coming in, and you could see all these churches were ringing their bells like to each other. It was absolutely phenomenal.
I think that's somewhere I'd like to go.
We'll go. I'll come back with you. Yeah. I felt like we did so much and we saw so much, but also there's so much more to see, and we left so much out. I love that though. I would return. Lake Bled alone.
It might be a good idea then, because I want to go to Italy as well. So I think
it's
that
perfect. Would be we're literally we drove to Austria, which is three and a bit hours. Yeah. Like London and back in the day, but actually on a map we looked, and Venice was less. It was like an hour and a half, 2 hours from there. Trieste, and it's honestly, I cannot recommend it more. Yeah, it was so good.
We'll have to put that on.
It did not disappoint. If anything, it surprised me, because I was a bit like, oh, this is cute. We're going on our first holiday, la la la. And he really wanted to go to Lake Bled, which it's not the capital. It's
when
like,
you said, I was like, you go to Slovenia. I was like,
random.
That's very random.
Yeah, it's because.
But now when you explain it, kind of like where it's all connected to, and it just seems.
I haven't even done my photo dump yet. You ain't ready.
I know. I can't wait.
You are not ready.
I want a full documentary.
I'll be totally honest with you.
I thought you were going to do.
It's taken us so long, not only because we got back and it was like woof, back into it, back into doing lots of stuff, but I'm going to upload them tonight. It's taken us so long to go through all the photos to just be like, I can literally upload every single photo. It looks like a painting. Yeah. Normally on holiday, you get like the one or two photo dumps that you put together and go, are they the best photos? Yeah. I'm gonna have to be posting for weeks. Yeah. It was literally everywhere we went. Yeah. But it is damn, because I'm trying to actually get off socials more.
We can't in our job.
I've realised this. I had a message. I'm gonna call him out. I had a message from Andy Howells of Entertainment South Wales, literally yesterday, that said, "Hi Caitlin, I've noticed you've taken a bit of a step back off social media. He said, I've deleted Twitter and Facebook myself, so I don't know if you've been posting on there, but I've noticed that you haven't posted anything in a few weeks." And I went, have I? I've been doing stories, but I do that all the time anyway. But then I looked on my last post, and it was going into week 3 of Housemates. Yeah. That was like a month ago. Which, doesn't sound like a long time, but a month of not posted is quite a long time. Yeah.
I try and post every day, but
you mean in terms of like professionally post?
Yeah, it's like, obviously I got the Kaysha Louvain one, I've got the Tune one, we got the T for 2 one, so it's like, it's difficult to be
on yours then. Yeah, because then you're doing it all on the other ones.
Doing it.
Yeah.
And obviously, I've got my head in a laptop most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
Whether
And if
it's
you look on my
editing,
Instagram at the
magazine,
moment,
admin. So like,
it's a lot.
I want to try and step back from like technology,
And I've
but then
new time.
but I just can't.
I know. It is mad. But like I said to Matthew as soon as we were back, I was like, I really want to upload our holiday pictures because they are beautiful photos. And I love taking photos. The reason I love Instagram so much over any other app is because I really love photos.
Yeah.
In my head, they're like a diary. You
Yeah,
take that,
I like
that photo, and it's that moment in time, and I can go back there. I love Instagram for that. I scroll down to like uni, to like when I was in Rose Bruford, and we've got these pictures of like all of us in like the rehearsal room, and I'm like, I remember that. Like if I hadn't taken that picture, I probably would have just forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said to Matthew, I was like, I have to upload these pictures. They're amazing. I'm gonna have to do like day 1, day 2. Honestly, there's so much, but they are gorgeous. Like I would recommend Slovenia. If you get anything from this podcast, visit Slovenia. It was unbelievable. It really shocked me, and I have to go back there. Lake Bled literally took my breath away, and I'm really lucky in the fact that I can say I've been to a lot of places. Like for my age, like I have travelled a lot. I did Camp America. Like I've been to the different continents, if you like. But like that place, Lake Bled, it was so calm. Like, I was just like, we just stood there in silence. Like we didn't need to say anything. We were just like, oh my god, this is like, it's like a film set.
Yeah.
Unbelievable and cheap.
That's what we like.
Which is what we like. Here we are.
Yup. I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm gonna go to A&E now.
I know you are. Then we got to rehearse.
Then we go to rehearse
Yeah.
for the gig we've already done.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was amazing.
We nailed it.
Yeah.
2 45s.
Yeah. But we're not even doing that.
No.
No.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Woo-hoo. It's very confusing, this.
It is.
Wild.
Because I don't know when this is going to be out. This
How
could,
many have you got left?
this could potentially be
15? No, what are we on
15 was 15 was today, so that will tell you when we are recording this, because 15 came out today.
I didn't even read the number.
Yeah, 15.
Oh
so
my gosh,
like,
we've got 15 episodes
yeah,
left.
so this will probably be
17 or 18.
17 this will be.
Wow.
Yeah. Sheldon will be next week, then there'll be this one, and then it'll be...
Yeah.
So this will probably be the day before my birthday. Yes.
Sorry, I purposely didn't say happy birthday then. So you did, and you went, yeah.
You know.
Happy birthday. So you.
I wanted a full on.
Happy birthday.
I wanted a full on Marilyn Monroe style happy birthday.
I haven't got the dress on.
And then you went
There's no
Britney.
Happy birthday. Who's that? I can't think. Celine Dion.
I was going to say, she's one of my favourite singers. She's a fucking awesome
Happy
singer.
60th birthday to Kaysha. And
Thank
on
you.
that note, we're done.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.